I am thankful for my friends. I am thankful for my books. Oh, hi! You caught me writing in my gratitude journal. It's a practice that I do every day so that I can reflect on how my day has gone and the things that I'm grateful for. And today we're going to learn about Harper, who counts her blessings. Author Kristi Guillory has come by to share this so important book for us. So make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the authors coming by to share their books. So come on, let's go see how Harper counts her blessings.
Where do you go when you want to go higher? See places and things, and it never expires. A book can take you anywhere. Turn the pages and you'll be there. Come on, join us, you'll see. We're reading with Carylee.
Hi, friends, and thank you for joining me for another Read with Carylee, where we have amazing authors that stop by every weekend to share their stories with you. And today is like no other. Today we have Miss Kristi Guillory, and her book is Harper Counts Her Blessings. Now, I know that we're all counting our blessings, being with our friends and family in everything we do, and we have so many more blessings. But let's hear a little bit about Harper. But before we do, Miss Kristi, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Carylee, for having me. I am so excited to be here. It's a blessing to be able to share my book with your viewers today.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. And speaking of being here, we know that we have authors from all around the world. So where are you reading to us from?
I am reading to you from Alexandria, Virginia, right outside of Washington, D.C.
Okay, yes, we are very close, but I'm so glad that you could join us today on Zoom. And I'm so glad for you to be, a part of this amazing Black History Month. And we're so blessed to have you. And as Harper counts her blessings, we want to hear more. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you. I am so excited to share with you my first book, Harper Counts Her Blessings. And I'm holding it up because this is Harper. This is my little girl, and her name is Harper. This is me, and this is my husband. So let's get started. I'm ready for bed now. Can you read me a story? You're not ready for bed yet, Harper. You forgot to say your prayers. Goodness, what is Harper going to do? But she says, oh, right, I know what to do. Watch. First, I get on my knees. Then I close my eyes. Next, I get quiet so I can talk to God. Now I'm ready. But Daddy, I don't know what to say. Sure you do. Just think of everything you did today that you're thankful for. You mean like this? Dear God, thank you for my big girl bed. Now I can get up by myself every day. Good morning, Mommy and Daddy. And I like when Daddy makes his yummy pancakes, but I don't like syrup. I can make my own breakfast too. even though sometimes I miss the bowl. And thank you, Lord, for all the pretty things Mommy puts in my hair. I love my curls. I love when Daddy drops me off at school, and I really love his special Daddy hugs. Oh, and dress up day at school was so much fun. I wore my superhero costume. Mommy and Daddy tell me I can do and be anything. I know I can. Just like all of you listening too, you guys can do and be anything you want to. Dear Lord, I can write my name now, even if sometimes my P's still look like Q's. Thank you, Lord, for not letting Alexis get hurt when she fell down on the playground. I told her it was just a little boo-boo, and she stopped crying. But I bet you guys can see that Harper gave Alexis a little treat. That's why she stopped crying. Sometimes a lollipop really helps, doesn't it? I was happy that Carlos forgave me after I threw his puzzle pieces on the floor. I got mad when he stopped playing with me. My teachers put me in the cozy area since I was being bad. I'm sorry, Carlos. It's okay, Harper. See, Carlos forgave her, even though Harper did act up just a little bit. Let's see what she does next. I love going to Grammy's house after school. She lets me have cookies, but I have to practice my letters and numbers first. You see, you guys, I bet you can tell that Harper's really not practicing, really. Look at how she's holding her book. Her eyes are on the cookies, not her letters and numbers. I'm so glad I didn't get into trouble when she caught me playing dress up in her closet. Harper's having so much fun playing dress up in her grandmother's closet. And Lord, thank you for my pretty pink sparkly shoes. They light up when I walk. But I really like Mommy's shoes too. As you can see, Harper's in my heels. I bet some of you guys like to put on your parents' shoes too. Harper still likes to wear my shoes. Oh, and tonight, Mommy made gumbo for dinner. And I'll tell you guys, gumbo, for those of you who don't know, is like a soup. It's a really good soup. You can put a whole lot of different things in there. And Harper's saying that she really likes it. Let's listen. She says, it was yummy. I know I already thanked you when I said grace, but I guess I have to say thanks again at bedtime too. I think that's all I did today. Wait, oops. And dear Lord, thank you for Mommy and Daddy. They're the best parents in the whole world. I love them so much. And haven't you forgotten about someone, Harper? Oh, yes. Thank you for my princess doll, Mommy. She's my favorite because she looks just like me. No, sweetheart, we mean you. Me? Okay, Daddy. Lord, please help me too. Help me to be big and strong. Help me to grow big and be a big, strong girl. That was great, honey. Remember that each day is a blessing, and we should always remember to thank God. Now it is time for bed. We love you, Harper. I love you too. The end.
With Carylee.
Well, thank you for sharing that book with us, Miss Kristi. I always grew up, counting my blessings and saying my prayers at night. And I do the same with my sons as well. So, what made you decide to write this book about your little girl, Harper?
For me, it started out as just what I noticed as she was growing up. Harper, from an early age, developed a love of reading. And we would go to bookstores, and I just noticed a lack of books that looked like her and looked like our family. It really became out of sheer necessity. I said, to the extent that I can, I would like Harper to have a book that represents what she sees every day, an African-American family. And I also, on top of that, wanted to write a book that had a positive message. Because at that time, when I wrote the book, Harper was about 4.5. She's now 8. We were beginning bedtime routines, saying your prayers at night. So I said, this would be a great thing to write as we're teaching it to her, what we'd like her to do, but also some other children may find it helpful as well. And really wanted to just incite more family conversation about gratitude and thankfulness, which you can have anytime, from the dinner table to at night, in the morning, just making families talk more and making us all realize that we shouldn't take anything for granted.
Yes, absolutely. I think it's very important to have our friends, have that reminder to take that time during the day or at the end of the day to look back and see all the things that they're thankful for. We have sometimes a community or atmosphere of complaining about what we don't have. But when we actually take time to just wind down and think about what we do have and what we have experienced throughout the day, that is a very great practice for children to have to, express gratitude.
And in so many ways you can do it, because as adults, we've heard of gratitude journals, which children can do. I've seen gratitude jars. You can write what you're grateful for, stick it in a jar. You can just go around the table. You can write it. You can act it out. There's so many different ways, but I think we're in such a fast-paced society. It forces us to slow down and really think. When you think the day has been really bad, it probably hasn't been as bad as you thought.
Yes, absolutely. And one of the lines that I remember is Harper eyeing that cookie when she was supposed to be practicing.
Kids still will be kids, and I also wanted to write a book where the character, even though it is my child, she's not perfect. She threw her stuff on the floor when she got mad at her friend. She's eyeing the cookies. These are things we all do. We all may fall down during the day, maybe not do something that we're supposed to do, or, but at the end of the day, she's still grateful. Her friend forgave her, grateful for forgiveness, grateful for spending time with family. Just wanted to highlight those important, small, but important milestones.
Yes, absolutely. And as you said, you wanted to find a book that your daughter could relate to. It shows a family. It shows an African-American child on the cover, a brown girl on the cover, just like her. So what would you say are some books that may have inspired you when you were growing up? Like, did you see any of those books that were prevalent?
I don't think I actually saw many. I think the conversation has definitely changed now. Of course, I'm an adult, but especially with the things that have happened in society, didn't really see that many. But I think when I think about books that influenced me, maybe more of the classics, maybe not, 4-year-old or 8-year-old appropriate, but books I read as an adolescent, a teenager in high school. I remember one book that, maybe some may necessarily not say find odd, but just the character of looking at a Black woman's trajectory and all of her many facets. Zora Neale Hurston, Their Eyes Were Watching God.
Oh, yes.
And it resonated on a number of facets with me. It's about a Black woman in the South. I'm from Louisiana originally, even though the main story takes place in Florida, but it's many things that the main character goes through. She has a number of marriages, which through those experiences, they're maybe not the best relationships. She finds out who she is. It's really, I think, a struggle between what people want her to be versus who she wants to be. And I think it resonated just knowing that we're all evolving. We're all becoming something, because I never thought I'd write a book probably 5 years ago. It wasn't on the bucket list or the list. It just became through a conversation with a mentor of mine. And I've always written smaller, little articles, but never a book. So I think a little bit, I need to reread Their Eyes Were Watching God, I think, at this point in my life, because I'm still evolving. I'm still becoming a different person. And that person is really, at the end of the day, we have to be happy with who we are and not let society dictate who we should be. Same thing with children's literature. People are speaking up. We want more diversity. We want to see all types of stories. And I think this book is appropriate for kids regardless of their skin tone. But I wanted to have my voice, my book in the kind of in the book space. So some child, regardless of what they look like, can say, you know what, I want to learn about who is this Harper? What is she doing? And maybe say, I want to start counting my blessings too. So that, when I look back, I just thought the book, and also the writing, the dialect. Zora Neale Hurston was a master in terms of how she actually wrote. I could hear, it's like you could hear people saying the words the way that she wrote them. So I just a fan of hers.
Yes. I'm like, you said it, we've had so many books that we could connect to maybe in our adolescence, and that was the same thing for me. And which is one of the reasons why I became an author and why I started on this journey of Read with Carylee, to make sure that we're not just seeing these books in our adolescence, but we're seeing these books because Their Eyes Were Watching God is not a picture book,
Right.
So children need to see themselves in these picture books so that they grow up with a sense of pride and knowledge that they are important enough to be on the cover of a book and be in a book. So I am so grateful that you came here to share Harper Counts Her Blessings with us, and really teaching our friends about gratitude. And I'm so thankful for that.
No, thank you so much for having me. And I think gratitude, the process of writing this book and also sharing, because I learned something new each time I shared with a different audience. It's a different discussion. I just think that it's forced me to be more passionate and more active in practicing gratitude myself, because I can't just talk about it. I have to be about it. So this book has opened up a whole different level of conversation and just practice that I try to, instill every day. And I've loved sharing it with, Read with Carylee today. And I hope your viewers would like to eventually think about purchasing a copy. It's on harpercountsherblessings.com. But thank you for having me. I've thoroughly enjoyed our discussion.
Yes, thank you so much. And as Miss Kristi said, you can look in the description below to find out more about Harper Counts Her Blessings. Thank you so much, Miss Kristi Guillory, for being here today and for sharing your book with us. And we hope that we may see many more from you.
Definitely. Oh, definitely. This is not the last book by any means, one hopes, but definitely I think this is a great start, and we will see what the future brings. And even if it's not a book, I definitely will continue writing. So thanks again.
Absolutely. Well, friends, we have come to another end of another Read with Carylee. Make sure you join us every week for another author that is coming by to share their book with us. And until then, remember to grab a book and read. We will see you next time. Bye.
With Carylee.
Thanks for watching another amazing episode of the Read with Carylee show. We have amazing authors coming by every week. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below. You don't want to miss a thing.